The U.S. Justice Department has begun an investigation into the policing practices of the Minneapolis Police Department.
Following the conviction of former police officer Derek Chauvin, law enforcement agencies all over the country are reviewing their policies and procedures. We checked in with Sioux Falls Police Chief Matt Burns to find out what's already being done in Sioux Falls.
Can imagine being 20 years old.
Minnesota's U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar was one of the many speakers at a funeral for 20-year-old Dante Wright this week.
Many young people can imagine calling their mom when they need insurance information or when they're scared. But only some can imagine being shot by a police officer during a traffic stop.
Wright was shot when a police officer appeared to confuse her real gun with a taser. It happened during the murder trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin in the killing of George Floyd. 250 miles away in Sioux Falls.
Of course, we're watching that very closely and have been for some time.
Police Chief Matt Burns says the problems in Minneapolis have prompted him to take a closer look at the policies and procedures in Sioux Falls.
We put in our policy that we prohibit chokeholds except where use of deadly force would be authorized. That's one of the things we did. We also looked at our training to make sure that our training was up to snuff, that our officers had the diversity training, had the anti-bias training, and the things that they needed to effectively have that credibility in the community. And
Burns says he also looked at the complaint process so that there was no avenue that they were missing. He believes having the support of the majority of the community is paramount to good policing.
One of the biggest responsibilities of government is policing a democratic society. But one only does so with credibility, with the consent of the governed. So if you don't have that, if you don't have that relationship and that understanding, then it's very, very difficult to do this job.
Just 3 months ago, the police department outfitted every officer with a body camera. The chief says the cameras record everything to help protect both the public and the officer when it comes to what really happened during the situation.